once they were all together as one, what they were able to accomplish.
On that note, Brian talked earlier about trust being kind of a two-way street between you guys
Right.
and a new coaching staff. What have they done to kind of establish that, and how have you kind of seen it manifest, yes or no, I guess, in the last 7 months or so?
They've always kept everything real. Nothing they said, like if they said something was going to happen, it happened. They didn't say anything that didn't come into fruition, which for me, personally, that's one of the biggest things that builds on trust. Is like if you say you're going to do something and you do it consistently and repeatedly, that's what builds it for me, and I'm pretty sure everybody else around me.
And that's a different that was not the case with your previous experiences at LSU.
No, I would not say that at all. You know, every coaching staff, you're gonna have trust. Like everybody, like you're not gonna have a coach that repeatedly tells you something and doesn't do it. I'm just saying for Coach Kelly being here and for him establishing it these past couple of months, he's just done everything he said he would. But whenever I got here last year, whenever they said that they were going to do something, they did. That was them establishing that trust, though, for me whenever I got here last year. And this is just him establishing his now.
What was your first reaction when you heard Brian Kelly was your new head coach?
After I looked into it a little bit, I didn't think there could have been a better fit.
Yeah, why?
Just his past track record, the way he can transform and evolve a team, I just think it is unlike many others in the college football spectrum.
So even though some people don't think he's a natural fit, and because he's from the Midwest and all that, you saw it as a seamless transition?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Especially being within the walls and seeing everything he's done. 100%. Don't think there could have been somebody better we could have received.
Yeah. Do you think Oklahoma, Texas will struggle when they get to the SEC?
I guess that's only an answer time will tell.
What's the first thing that struck you about Coach Kelly in a meeting?
The first thing that struck me about Coach Kelly was probably the way he carried himself. He carried himself in a very well manner. Always looking sharp, like I said, like a business CEO. You're never going to catch him lacking per se. He's always going to be on top of the ball. He's always going to be on game.
What's the difference between he and Ed O's personality?
Coach O was definitely way more upbeat, motivator, used the heavy voice, whereas Coach Kelly, a little. I would say Coach Kelly, he I would just say like the way he interacts with us, he really tries to get to know like every player, every position group, skill group, and he really tries to like really be in there with us.
What gives you confidence he's going to be able to recruit, coming from like Notre Dame where they recruit a certain type of guy, Northeast background, coming to the deep South, and connecting with the kind of guys that LSU needs to get?
I think for me, the past couple of weeks, I mean, everybody's seen it. We've gotten about 12 recruits in the past couple of weeks, I guess, in the past 3-4 weeks. That for me, like I said, obviously I don't get recruited anymore. I'm here. But just seeing what he could do in these past couple of weeks, it was a little slow at first. But I think, like for us, him building that trust with the recruits, it takes time. Trust is something that can be gone like this, but it takes a while to grow. I think it just was a matter of time before everybody starts coming.
How much do you think his track record sells?
A lot, because it sold all of us for the most part. So definitely for them, I could definitely see how it sells them a lot.
Did he try to recruit you?
Oh, he did, yes, sir.
How'd that go?
It went well. I received an offer from them after I got an offer from LSU, but they did recruit. They did start recruiting me earlier. But I mean, no, everything was good. So I mean, I didn't know Coach Kelly that great. I'm not going to say I knew him that great before he got to LSU because I really didn't. But no.
Could you talk about how?
Did you visit up there? Did you visit up
Oh,
there?
one time, yes, sir.
Could you talk about what Alabama's getting in Eli Riggs and any experience you had going up against him in practice?
Yeah, Eli was one of my good friends. Very long and very technical. He was one of the best cornerbacks I've played against and I've seen. And I've played against some pretty good people. So I would say they're definitely getting a ball player.
EA Sports is bringing back that college football game.
Yeah.
One, are you excited about it? But secondly, like you or teammates, group licensing is going to become a big issue for you guys and trying to be in the game.
Right.
And is money a factor, you think, for yourself when it comes to that, or you just want to be in it?
Definitely not. I don't care if I don't get paid anything. I think they might have to pay us in order to be in the game, but if that be $1, I would not care. I think that would be the coolest thing ever to be able to play a video game actually as your true self and your true stats, not just like a creative player, but like you're actually the true self. So we always joke around the locker room like we got a ball out this year so we can have that 99 overall, like different things like that. So
What makes it different that, compared to, say, a business approach? Is you say you like Chick-fil-A really well, and they're like, okay, we'll go talk about it for $1 for us, compared to, say, EA Sports going, we're not going to pay anything, but you want to be in it. What's the difference there, you think?
well, for me, like something you think about is one, it gets your name out there, it gets you more exposure, and two, not only are you playing for yourself, like with yourself, but like if some little kid in Ohio wants to go play as LSU, like he'd be throwing passes to me in a video game. I think that's just really cool. Chick-fil-A is just food, so I mean, I think that's a pretty cool aspect of it. So.
BJ and Mike talked about sort of what Kelly's done mentally with you guys, a lot of accountability and stuff, and also maybe a mental coach that came in.
Oh yeah.
What kind of impact?
That was awesome. It was actually a lady. We did some awesome things with her. We had about 2 or 3 meetings for about 4 weeks, somewhere along those edges. And yeah, no, she just came in and she was basically just told us like everything the mind can do. If you put your mind to something, like you truly can accomplish it. She's like, the mind has crazy powers. Like you can push yourself. Like the mind might tell you that you have to stop whenever you're on your 10th sprint, but in all reality, you could tell your brain you could have a good thought, and you could be like, so a mindset is a patterned way of thinking throughout like a structured time period. And that's one of the things she taught us was just like, if you have a bad thought about something, replace it with a good thought. And if you do that, the more and more you do that, the more successful you'll be. There's just different things like that. And whenever she first came in, she got a string connected to a ball, and if you just looked at the ball like this, and you thought about the ball going forward or back, sideways or around in a circle, and you didn't move your hand, but you just thought about it, the ball would start doing what you were thinking. Right whenever you told it to stop, it would stop. It was one of the coolest little experiments I've done. Those meetings were in the beginning of July. I feel bad.